What's up, guys? It is Monday afternoon, June 22nd, about 4:20. Just finished guesting on a podcast, and I have to say they got me motivated to really do the podcast, crank the podcast like it was before. And with that being said, I have a episode you're going to see or hear today, with a guy from a uh, 80s, late 80s, early 90s music group that had a hit song. And you guys know I like all kinds of music. I'm not ashamed to say I ventured on the pop side, and this was a pop song. It's called After the Summer's Gone. And I'm talking about one of the members of the group PC Quest. Drew Nichols was nice enough to come on the show and spend a little time with me talking about his time in the band, talk about what happened with the band because they were on the verge. If they'd have been a couple years earlier, you might have seen them become bigger than what they were. They had a almost top 40 hit with After the Summer's Gone. I tell a story about a lot of people don't know who PC Quest is. They were right on the edge of when grunge took over. But they released two albums. We tell the story about how I came to know PC Quest way back then. There was a female that introduced me to them, and that song stuck with me. You may not like the song, but it was a good song to me. But I like a lot of different things on here. But like I said, Drew was kind enough to take some time with us and talk. He's a great guy, and he's also putting out some more music now. And hopefully, we'll have Drew back on. We talked about getting a PC Quest reunion on here. Who knows? Maybe we can do it. We're going to try. We're going to try to get all four of the members up here. But enjoy, guys. This is Drew Nichols, former member of PC Quest. And now you are listening to On The Flythe with Stevie Flythe. All right, guys, On The Flythe back again. And tonight we have the guy that's got the patience of Job.
Dude, I love that intro. I didn't know you were Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows now. So the cat's out of the bag. We're going to have to do like the last Spider-Man movie and just blank everybody's memory out so nobody remembers now. So tonight On The Flythe is, I'm going to tell you guys, and we've talked about this before. I like a lot of different music. A lot of it, if it's good, I'll listen to it. I don't, everybody, I'm a Kiss fan. I'm a diehard Kiss fan. But especially in my old age, if it's good music, I'll listen to it. And I'm not afraid to admit, back in the day, as much as I dislike those New Kids on the Block, the slow songs were great. I couldn't do the hanging tough, but I could do the slow songs. And I do have the New Kids on the Block slow songs on some of my playlists. But with us tonight is a guy. He was a member of a band back in the early 90s, PC Quest. And if you don't, we're going to get into what PC Quest stands for. But they had two hits on the Billboard charts with Can I Call You My Girl? And the song that is responsible for me getting this guy on the show. And I'm going to tell you the background on this song for me. After the Summer's Gone. So the reason I know about this song, PC Quest, After the Summer's Gone, and that was your biggest hit, right?
Yeah. It made it to number 41.
Yeah, it was right on the outside of the top 40. Yeah. So I was 16, 17, and there was a girl that came around that was at her grandma's house for the summer nearby, and she lived a little ways away. But we hung out all summer pretty much, and when she went back home, she would write me letters, and I'm going to date myself. She would send me, sometimes in the letter, she would send me these cassette singles, which is, guys, if you don't know I know vinyl is making a comeback, but cassettes haven't made a comeback yet. But cassettes you put in a little tape player. But this girl sent me one. She sent me a couple of them, and this one was After the Summer's Gone, and it fit the whole summer relationship we had, But I was hearing, I'd never heard of PC Quest before, but I wore that tape out. On the B side the other hit was "Can I Call You My Girl," and so not too long ago, I was listening to After the Summer's Gone. I went in a wormhole down on or rabbit hole on YouTube, and I found a video again. And I got to thinking about it, and you guys know how I am. I got to think about it. I said, I wonder where these guys are now. So I started looking up on Wikipedia. I started looking up on, seeing what I can find, who I can find on Facebook. And this guy was the first one I found. With us tonight is Mr. Drew Nichols, the guitar player. Yeah, guitar player, guys, for PC Quest. So welcome to the show. I thank you for being so patient. We had some technical difficulties going on before this, so he's been very patient. I appreciate that. So how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I loved your intro video. I loved the guitar.
Yeah.
I was like, Stevie plays guitar, man. All right.
Yeah, I wish I could. I told you we had a little conversation earlier this week to get things ready. And I was telling him how much I envied him knowing how to play the guitar. I just got to sit down and do it. That's all I can do. I got to sit down and do it. So, like I said, I envy the guitar players all the time. And we talked early in the week. You said you like being the guy behind the lead singer. But
I do. It's mysterious. I'm the mysterious guy.
Exactly. And my daughter was in here when we were talking the other night, and after we talked, I went on YouTube and I showed her the video, and I said, "See if you can spot which one it is." And she knew it was the guy, and she said, "It's the guy that's on the lifeguard stand." So,
that was me. That was me at I was 17.
Yeah, we're the same age, so about that same time. But so you're in Oklahoma.
Yes.
You grew up in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, I did.
So,
I did.
Growing up in Oklahoma, what's your first memory of music? Because I know when I think about my first memories of music is my mom playing Elvis on the freaking stereo that would look like a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
Cranking it up while she was cleaning on the weekends. Elvis, and my dad loved the Beach Boys and Jan and Dean, the beach music stuff like that. But what was your first memory growing up of music?
Well, man, it was weird because, I mean, it's kind of the same story. My mom, she loved the Eagles, and she would just play the Eagles all the time for us. And I'm the only one, besides my uncle, who's got any, sort of musical talent. And we had a piano in our house, and I would just pick out the notes on the piano when I was a kid because I loved music so much.
Yeah.
It was like an obsession with me. I mean, I was just a kid that listened to music all the time. I didn't know what else to do, because I loved it so much. It just had something, something powerful about it. And that's when at a young age, I started playing piano. Didn't start playing guitar till I was like 10. But I was practicing like 5 hours a day, because I loved it so much.
So the Eagles were somebody that you picked up on first. And I mean, I remember my dad played the Eagles, the Long Run album.
Yeah.
We had that, but as a kid, like I said, at 5 years old, I was a Kiss fan. When I heard the Eagles as a kid, I did not like them. I was like, what is this? This is
pretty. Yeah.
But the Eagles are one of my favorite groups as an adult now because I'm a sucker for harmonies. Anything that's got a
Me
harmony
too.
now, and the Eagles have some of the Eagles and the Beach Boys are two of the bands that have the best
Oh
harmonies
man, absolutely.
out there. So that's something I love about the
Well,
Eagles.
it- well, here's what happened to me. I was listening to whatever mom was listening to at the time, and I've got a twin sister and an older brother. But my older brother brought home he brought home Ozzy's Blizzard of Oz, in
Ooh,
1980,
81,
and then when I heard that, I was like, "What is this?"
Randy Rhodes.
Yes, that's amazing. Whatever this is, I want it. And then I became a Kiss fan. Kiss, I was into. Then I got into Led Zeppelin. I was even a Journey fan because I love Neil Sean, and I loved.
Journey, gosh knows, yet.
I mean, I loved
Look,
all that stuff.
you were probably like me. You talk about how you love music, and guys, back then we didn't have the phone, we didn't have tablets, we didn't have
We have
YouTube
anything.
or Apple Music. My thing was on Sunday mornings before we went to church, they had the Casey Kasem America's Top 40,
Oh
and
yeah.
sitting there with my little boom box and record button with pause, and every time a song that I wanted would come on. That was the way we did a mixtape back then, guys. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. I remember 1984, man, for the first time I remember hearing Boys of Summer by Don Henley and
yeah,
going, that is cool.
yeah. Don Henley, um, what was it 87 when he did End of the Innocence,
Oh,
Last Worthless Evening. I know,
amazing.
yeah,
Amazing. Yeah.
that was when I really, and when I really got into the Eagles was the Hell Freezes Over. When that started, I was dating a girl then, and we were watching it at her house, and I was like, "Holy crap! Where did this come from? Why did I hate these guys back in the day?" And next thing you know, she bought me Hotel California CD, and oh, you talk about
I mean, you remember hearing the solo, right? When
that
you
was
first
my
heard the
favorite
solo,
part.
yeah,
That was
you're
my
like,
favorite part.
how are they doing that?
Trade with Don Felder and Joe Walsh trading off on the guitar
Yeah.
solo. Oh
Yeah.
God, dude, let me tell you, I was hooked on the Eagles after Hell Freezes Over. Um, so you're talking about that playing guitar, and I
Mhm.
think we talked a little bit about who were your influences that you when you were growing up as far as guitar players.
Well, when I started off playing guitar, I was 10, right? So my fingers couldn't really um they didn't fit the bigger fretboard, right? So my mom got me a little basic student guitar, and I had to learn all these, these cowboy chords and everything, and my teacher was having me, learn how to read music. But that's when I figured out I really had an ear because I started learning it without having to read it. And I started picking up songs on my own. And I remember my guitar teacher, uh, just thinking he was like, "Wow, man, this guy, really, really is coming along." And I felt bad, like for my sister because I think she took a piano lesson from him one time, and I think he told her, I think he said, "You just don't have the talent that Drew does, do you?"
Oh wow,
I know, and
wow,
she will never ever let me forget
scarred
that.
for life.
I know, and I feel terrible. And there were times when we'd sit at the piano and I'd be playing, and she'd try to sing, and I go, no, 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 you got to do it like this, and she hated it. Yeah,
Wow.
but I gotta tell you, man, she has a great job. She's doing great. She's not into music. She loves music, but isn't that funny? I know. I felt terrible.
No, you shouldn't. I mean, I'm sure she's
Yeah.
proud of you too. I mean,
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
So your first guitar was a little, what a student
Yeah,
guitar.
yeah, and you asked me, who my influences were. Well, I mean, my brother brought home the Ozzy record, and then, he brought home Van Halen 1.
Ooh,
When I heard Eruption for the first time, I mean, I was
you
just
wanted
like,
to, I want to play that.
yeah. I was a huge Eddie Van Halen fan. I was a huge Ace Frehley fan because I got into Kiss on my own. Love the makeup. I heard, I think I heard, what was the song? God, like Rock Bottom or something, that
Oh yeah,
little
the intro to
intro and
Rock Bottom.
everything. And I thought that was so cool. And so I was into Kiss, for a long time. I was into Journey for a long time. Then I got into Van Halen. Then I heard Led Zeppelin for the first time, and I was like, I mean, I got chills. I was like, what is this? It was my whole life. And then I came from the 80s, so I started listening to like, all the Shredder guys. But by the time, I started at 10, but by the time I was probably 14, I actually became a professional, you know. I was playing those things that, um, those things that were on the radio, and I just had a knack for it, but I was into it. I wanted it, So I
Right.
practiced. I practiced like 5 hours a day. I'm from a small town, and there's not a lot to do, but I mean it's really kind of a cowboy town. I think it's known for like steer wrestling or something. And so I was kind of my sister would have these birthday parties, right? I have a twin sister, and we'd have these birthday parties. Well, they'd be out there swimming by the pool, and I'd be upstairs practicing my guitar, So I didn't even celebrate
That's
my birthday.
dedication there.
Dude, I loved it, man. I loved it.
Okay. Anytime somebody says this that I bring on a show, I got to stop you right there. You said small town.
Small town.
Okay. Population. Let me hear a population on small. What do you consider small town?
3,500.
Dude, no. You're looking like, oh yeah, I got you beat, dude. This town I grew up in, I still live in to this day. It's a little town called Whisker, North Carolina.
Okay.
Population 95.
Well, I think you got
I'm not
everybody
talking
beat.
about 9,500 either. I'm talking about
Yeah.
95 people. We never got cable here. We had we just in the past couple of years got high speed internet because people were tired of me calling and complaining. I guess people at internet companies hate me. Our biggest claim to fame is, I don't know if you remember Chris Daughtry from American Idol fame.
Yeah.
He grew up down the road from me. He's a little bit younger than me. We grew up together. He actually, once he got voted off Idol, he came back here we've got a private school here, and we got a country club, a golf course, and
right.
we do have a stoplight too. So but he came back here and did a concert after he got voted off Idol. So yeah, 95. So
okay, I'm gonna one up you, man. Okay. So you know who Carrie Underwood is, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's from my hometown.
So we got American Idol competitors.
Yeah. I used to teach her guitar lessons.
Did you really?
She was a PC Quest fan.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
She was a huge PC Quest fan. Swear to God.
I don't doubt it. I mean, because that's about her time frame too.
Yeah. She's 10 years younger than I am. So whenever I was 17 and doing the road, she was 7. So of course, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That, I mean, I'm not nothing there, but those girls that age and a little bit older were y'all's audience pretty much. I mean,
yes, yeah, absolutely.
So there's nothing wrong with it. So, do you remember your first band you got into?
First band. I wasn't really ever in bands. I mean, I had some garage bands and stuff like that. My brother played drums, so we thought we had a band, and he actually got to be pretty good. But I didn't really. Okay, there wasn't a lot around for me because Shakota was kind of small, right? So that's why my mom got me into this thing called the Oklahoma Kids, and that's where I met the other band members from PC Quest. It was kind of like a thing for kids to do competitions, and if you had talent, you'd move up and that sort of thing. And I met Steve Petrie, the guy my age in PC Quest, for the first time at one of these competitions, and he and I just hit it off. I think he thought I was cool. I think he thought I was on drugs or something, because I was just like, yeah, hey man, because I was the cool guitar player, right? I don't know, but he and I became friends, right? And he had this little brother, Chad, always tagging along, hanging out, right? And then we saw Kim performing, and she just blew everybody away. We were like, what? She was like, I don't know, how old was she? 14, 13, 14. And she sang this Whitney Houston song, and I think everybody's in love with her, you know?
Anybody takes on a Whitney Houston song and comes out on the other side with everybody loving her, she must have had some pipes on her.
She was incredible. She was incredible.
I told her there's a guy around here that's got a band, and he took I went to see him play one night, and the first time I listened to him, they broke out with a Journey song with Lights, and I was like,
good song.
And I've known this guy for a while, and I was like, he's going to take on Steve Perry. Let's see how he comes out on the other side. And he did it. I said, man, that was impressive. So Whitney Houston is another one that you're brave to take that on. So she come out on the other side like that. She was good.
Yeah. Well, they were all good. Stephen and Chad had like this little trio and with their cousin, and they do these songs together. Chad was a phenomenal singer at what, 9? You know what I'm saying? And here's what happened. We were all pretty popular in that thing. And then I remember Steve wanting to put this whole thing together, right? And Steve's dad was our manager, but we put this thing together where it was me, Steve, Chad, and Kim, right? And this other girl, Rachel, who was in the band for a little while. She was really good, but just didn't, she didn't quite make it. We would do these shows. We started a band, and we did these shows. We had like 60s and 70s music, 80s music, and then we had some original songs that were written for us that we did, and we take it around to different schools, right? So we formed a band or a group with, I was the only instrumentalist, right? It was kind of crazy. But they had the 3-part harmony. Sometimes I'd sing harmony with them, but I wasn't the main singer. But I'd come out, I'd stand out, and I'd play the solo and all that.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Right. So I was that guy. I was the one that'd come out, and take the solo and go back. So it was pretty cool.
You never put a smoke bomb in your guitar or anything, did you?
No, I never put a smoke bomb in my guitar. I knew the value of it.
Exactly. Some people are dumb enough to put one in a plastic toy guitar. And,
yeah, I've heard that, man.
You've heard about
I don't know who would do that.
Yeah, don't know. So you've answered my next question, but how did PC Quest come about? But were you called PC Quest at the start when you started?
No, we weren't called PC Quest at the start.
What were you called? You remember?
Why do you want to know?
Oh, I just wondered. The inquiring minds want to know.
I'll tell you what. We were called Pop Chart.
Pop Chart.
Because we played all the songs from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Or no, 70s and 80s. 90s weren't around then. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was your favorite song that you played back during that time?
My favorite song that we did, there's a song. Remember that Swedish band? What was the name of that band? God, what was that band name? Europe, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had a song called Superstition or
Superstitious. Yeah, I'm not superstitious. Yeah.
I liked playing that one, and I also liked playing "Sweet Child of Mine" because Chad sang "Sweet Child of Mine," and I was. You did
the whole intro, the circus intro.
I did all that, man.
Listen to the guy. I mean, this guy was a rock star in cheap clothing back there. He should have been.
I didn't know any better. All I knew was just to keep practicing, right? I loved music, and I didn't really care what direction we were going in. I just wanted to play.
Exactly. You wanted that chance to be up there on stage playing.
Exactly. No matter what.
So you said Pop Chart was your name. So that comes to what PC Quest stands for. I've always wondered that, and watching a clip when I went down the rabbit hole, watching a clip of you guys on Entertainment Tonight, Pat O'Brien.
Okay.
He's up there talking about it. He said, and if you wanted to know what PC stands for, PC Quest, it's Pop Chart Quest. Because they want to take over the pop charts, is what he said.
Oh, Lord.
And you guys, I mean, so, all right. So now you guys are a band, your PC Quest.
Mm-hmm.
When did the recording the song, recording the album come into play?
Okay, here's the story. So we were doing these schools, and remember Dare to Get Kids Off Drugs, or the Dare program? Yeah, we would be doing that, going around and promoting that and everything. And we had there was this big station in Oklahoma City, called KJ 103, right? And we got on that gig. I'm not sure how, to be honest with you, but we were one of the local talents, and there was a number of signed acts on that show that we did. I'm not sure, it was so long ago, I'm not sure, who all was on it, but it was the acts of the time, right? And there was this guy who was there. His name's Mark Katz. He worked for this agency called Famous Artist Agency. Hold on one second. And he loved us. He was like, "Oh my God, these guys are great." So he started going around talking, without us knowing, talking to all of the producers that were popular at the time, in LA and New York. And so we get a call from this guy George Tobin on the phone one day, and we were all there, and George had us sing over the phone for him. Okay. And George goes, "Okay, if you guys sound that good in person, I'll sign you. I'm flying from LA to Oklahoma tomorrow." And he flew the next day, and we performed for him, right? And that was it. We were on a flight to LA in the next couple of months.
But it's like a whirlwind. I mean, all that happening to you guys. What was it like going in the studio for the first time when you're up there and you're playing guitar in a studio recording a song for an album? What was that feeling like?
Well, I felt like I better get it right, because there's some real pros out there if I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, there's guys like Steve Lukather, whoever, ready to come in and record a solo. So I'd better be on my game. It was intimidating, man. It was intimidating. I was only 16.
Imagine that first time being in there was you have to be intimidating.
Yeah, but it was amazing. I mean, it was what I wanted.
And it's what you worked so hard for.
Absolutely.
So, and seeing that, I don't know if they came out with vinyl at that time or anything. I'm sure it's mostly cassettes and CDs.
It was cassettes and CDs, yeah. At that time, in the 90s.
Seeing that, holding that in your hand and seeing your picture in front of it, that had to be incredible right there.
I remember we traveled to New York to meet all the people at RCA Records, and to see our picture in New York at Virgin Records. We were one of the premier pictures. I was like, "Oh my God, we made it!"
We made it.
I was like, "Dude, this is freaking awesome."
So the self-titled album is a hit. You had two. Yeah. We said two songs that one narrowly missing the top 40, and one of them is a hit too. Can I Call You My Girl? But
yeah, I think that made it into the 70s or 60s or something. I'm not sure. But we almost had that, we almost had that top 40 hit. Do I say top 40? I don't know. I'll say top 50.
Top 50. Yeah, we'll go with top 50. So now you're in the MTV age, when MTV actually played music back then.
Yeah.
You guys go to record a video.
We sure did.
And for After the Summer's Gone. And there's actually two versions of that video.
Okay, here's what happened. We recorded the first one in Florida, and George, our producer, decided he didn't like it. So he recorded our second video in LA, and he used some of the things from Florida, but also used some of the things that we recorded in LA. And that was the main video. The first one was just us in Florida. It's kind of, it was a little cheesy, but whatever. It was the
Well,
'90s.
exactly. It was that time period, dude. I mean, that's
Right.
which one is your favorite? The first one or the one that actually got out?
Uh, which album?
No, the video. Which version of the video is?
Oh, I like George's video. I like the second video because that
Okay.
that that made more sense to me, and it was
Yeah,
more. It seemed more about kind of follow along what we were all about. I think the reason why they didn't like the first video. I mean, it was a good video. It was fine, but it was kind of at the beach, blah blah blah, and it was a little fluffy, I
yeah.
guess.
Because my man here goes up on the lifeguard stand and distracts all the lifeguards while somebody could be drowning out there, and he's up there about to make out with one of the lifeguards up there.
Hey man, I had my priorities. Okay.
How was it?
So,
How was it doing the video? That whole process, though.
the video.
Yeah.
I thought the video was less stressful than anything. I thought recording the record was more stressful. The video was
Oh
just
yeah.
was
Oh,
was was easy. They just said, "Hey man, get on that tower and act like you're having fun," or something. Right? It wasn't that big of a deal.
yeah. Did you get that girl's number after the video was over?
Oh, I know her. She was the producer's daughter. So
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, so yeah, it was all
Well,
premeditated,
damn, dude.
if you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys did a good that video. That was a good video. It was from the times.
Yeah.
Um, Now you guys do the second album, Directions.
Right.
This comes out in 1992.
Yes.
But and one of the problems here, why it wasn't as successful as the first one, but one of the problems here with
You,
that,
you know why?
exactly. I mean, this is not something somebody is listening. Now, I will say this, and I'll say this. No offense to the grunge scene and everything. There's some stuff out there I like. I like Alice in Chains. There's some of the songs I like, but I hated when grunge came along.
Really?
Yes, I did, because you took away. I was the guy with business in the front, party in the back. I had the mullet, and you killed my hair bands. Grunge killed my hair bands. I mean, we went from hearing something like partying, having a good time, and all this to death, destruction, all this slow.
I got to tell you, man. I got to tell you, when grunge came out, I freaking loved it. I was like, what is this? I mean, I'm serious. I was like, when I heard it, I was like, all right, we're done. I was like,
yeah,
but I want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like the Pearl Jams, and I was late to the party on Alice in Chains. Actually, my daughter actually got me into Alice in Chains more than what I was now, more than what I was back then. Because when we go somewhere, and of course, she's got control of the music, and she'll play some of it, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. I can go back and listen to some of the Alice in Chains now.
Well, when it's all guitar driven, man. So I mean, of course I'm gonna like it. I mean, I always wanted to be in a rock band, but I was just I had PC Quest, and I was gonna go along with that because that's my dream.
That was what you were getting a chance, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when I heard when I heard Nirvana, I heard Pearl Jam. I mean, then I heard Soundgarden. I was like, oh my god, what are we doing?
Alice in Chains draws me in there because the haunting, they got those eerie harmonies in there with Lane Staley, Jerry Cantrell.
One of my favorite bands, man, of that time. Absolutely.
Those harmony, it's a different harmony though, because it's like, it sounds like an evil harmony to me, but it's
very
so
dissonant. Cool. Yeah.
Yes. So now getting to this, the Entertainment Tonight clip. I said, when you guys hear Entertainment Tonight's coming to do a story on you, I mean, not everybody gets on Entertainment Tonight. What was the feeling there?
It was excitement. It was like, we're doing it. This is happening. We're making it.
Yeah.
And if you see that video, you see me with a little earring, and I've got the hair, right? I'm like, yeah, man, this is everything we ever wanted to do with our lives, and this it's just my dream, and I hope we get to do this forever, or something like that, something cheesy. I don't even remember, man. But
you use the cliches. It's kind of like if you ever see that movie Bull Durham, where the pitcher used every baseball cliche he
I'm
could.
going to give it 110%.
Yeah, it's not about us. It's not just about me. It's about the team. Yeah.
But at the same time, I was just excited to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Sign me up, coach.
Another thing we got to talk about too, you guys going out after that first album, doing a tour, doing concerts. I'm sure that was a blast to be able to do that, getting to go all over the country.
We were opening up for bands, and this was because of our music, right? But we were opening up for bands that were popular back then, like Boyz II Men.
Wow, one of my favorites.
TLC.
Yeah,
that was one. Even Color Me Bad, they were popular at the time.
Yeah,
we were opening up for them. CNC Music Factory was another band that we opened up for. So we did that. We did radio shows where we'd go all around the country. Well, I think one summer, I think it was 91, we were on a plane every day, flying to a different place, doing a radio show. And we'd play, after the summer's gone, I'd play acoustic, and Chad would sing, and they'd do harmonies, in the studio. And that was kind of how we promoted it. The good thing about that is that at that time, Extreme came out with More Than Words, right? You remember that?
I love that song. That was my summer of my senior year. That's one of my favorite songs.
So it actually worked out for us because, you've got me who can, I play acoustic and everything, and then you got Chad singing and then the harmonies with, Steve and Kim. And it really made sense at that time, and people loved it.
Definitely. So. Do you think if you guys had come along about 3 years earlier,
yes,
you guys have been bigger than you were?
Because,
I do. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, that's looking at all this. I'm just thinking, if these guys had come out like 87 or 88, when the New Kids and then New Kids started a trend with the bands like that, then you guys would have been. I think you guys would have been huge if you had been like 2 years earlier.
Sure. I believe that too. Yeah.
At one of my songs that I've been listening to, I've got to find where my ranking. I do an album challenge, by the way. I don't think we talked about this, where I listen to entire albums, and I rank each song from like 1 to 5, because I was getting in a funk where I was like, I'm just listening to the same songs over and over again. I'm gonna listen to these albums, so I'll listen to all of the first album and most of Directions. Can't You See was one that stood out to me, and that was on both albums. I think they say it's a little bit different version on Directions.
Yes, it's a little bit different.
Okay, so If Love Is Blind was another one that I liked. That was on Directions.
If Love Is Blind, right? I played acoustic on that. That was me on the acoustic, and I was in like a grocery store one time, right? And this was years later, and I heard that, and I was like, oh, that's me. And but then Tiffany started singing it, and Tiffany redid that song, right? Because George Tobin was Tiffany's producer, the New Kids and all that, and I guess he kept my guitar part.
Now I did read something that he got fired by Tiffany after she found out that it was a few songs that Tiffany recorded, and she got upset when she found out it was already another band or another person that did it, and she fired him. Is that true? Have you heard that?
That's the first time I've heard that. I don't know.
That was no idea. Gosh.
Sorry, Tiffany.
Where I was listening to Directions, I think that's. Hold on, no, it's not up here anymore. But yeah, I did read that. I don't know if anybody could put anything on the internet, but I don't know.
I mean, it could have been. It could have been. I don't know.
Well, she definitely recorded that. We know she recorded that song.
Yeah, and I played guitar on it. That was me. That's exciting.
Let's talk about.
Go ahead.
Just forget about them.
Oh Lord.
The rap. Your buddy Steven rapping on that, but you had a hand in that rap, right?
Steve and I knew that we wanted to put, because that was cool, right? At the time, we were white kids and we listened to rap, right? Steve and I we had this place. I can't remember the apartments, but it was in LA, and that's where people would stay while they were recording the records and everything. I think Nirvana might have been there. I just didn't know it. Yeah, and Steve and I would hang out by the pool, or we'd go into the pool room and we'd write those lyrics. Steve and I wrote all those lyrics, all of the raps that are on that record, and they're pretty clever, for two 16-year-olds,
I wasn't familiar with who that could have been. I didn't know if that was you or not. So when I was listening to this, that's when I messaged you. I said, "Is that you doing the rap?" And you're like, "No," but I did have a hand in writing that. But.
Yeah, but I wrote it. Steve and I wrote it. Steve and I were a good team.
So you guys keep in touch?
Yeah. In fact, I was living in LA from 2010 to 2015. And Steve was like my main guy. We recorded a bunch of stuff together. In fact, he and I did a lot of the Duck Dynasty stings that are on Duck Dynasty on season 1. Yeah, if you ever, it might have been season 2, but you can hear my guitar playing. You can hear the songs whenever one of their uncles comes out or something. They use it's fun. Isn't that crazy? I know, it's funny.
My mom and my daughter are huge Duck Dynasty fans, so now I can say, well, we'll go back and watch season 1 and season 2. I'll say, I know the guy that played that guitar.
If you hear some of the slide stuff or the rock stuff, man, that's me. I still haven't listened to it yet. I have all the stings, but I haven't watched it. I think it's pretty funny.
So who was the coolest people that you met while you were doing this? Like, you talk about you opened up for Boys and Men. How were they? I mean, did you get to hang out? They were
nice. They were really nice. It's been a long time, Everybody that we toured with was really nice. I felt like the only person that scared the crap out of us was, remember that band Snap?
I've got the power.
Yes. That guy Turbo was intimidating.
Oh, really?
Oh man, I didn't want to get near that guy. He was scary.
So what when the time came, what made you guys decide, let's just call it a day and just PC Quest?
Well, I think what happened, which is funny, our second album is called Directions. Everybody went their own direction, right?
Yeah.
We were just tired, man, and we knew that the music that we were playing probably wasn't going to resonate anymore. So it was just, I think we were all just, Chad wanted to be, be a rocker. I was ready to, play in a grunge band or something. I don't know. Kim wanted to do her own thing. Steve wanted to do his own thing. So there comes a time where you're just like, this ain't happening.
Yeah.
Well, and when the record label drops you, that helps.
Well,
helps
that'll be one thing back there, because it wasn't like it is now where you can just record,
right,
put things out. You want to have a record company behind you, and you got your own studio right there at home now, don't you?
Yeah, I do. You can't really see it, but I do a lot of recordings, and I've been recording with this guy, my friend Josh. He's a great singer, and he and I'll write the music, but I'll do all the tracks. I'll do everything, and then he'll come in and record. And then what happened was there's this guy that I work with, a Christian guy who said, Drew, I heard you wanted to get back into recording. I said, yeah, man. His name's Alan Gates, but he actually wrote a book on grief, and it's a pretty popular book, and it's a good book, great book. I think it's called Where's God? A Grief Journey. And it's a Christian book, right? But he goes, man, I've got some lyrics, and I want you to write a song to this, right? And lo and behold, I wrote a song and put all the music together, and I think it blew him away, because then I wrote him like 6 more songs, and he absolutely loves it, And I told him, I said, I just want to learn how to, make something sound good again, get back in the studio, and that helps me out a lot, So Alan's awesome. That was really cool. I've been doing that, been playing gigs around town, just for the heck of it, for fun.
The car tribute band that you're in.
Yep. got a Cars tribute band that I'm playing in. Got a rock cover band called Rock Anthem that I play in. And then I'm still recording songs with Alan, and then I record songs with my friend Josh. Um, it's been great. It's been
Yeah.
great.
I would say this, and that's one thing I envy. Another thing I envy, because writing a song, as far as the lyrics go, I've done that. I've done that. I did one for my wife's 20th anniversary, and I sat down and I wrote the lyrics out, and I did it in like 45 minutes, and I was like, this songwriting thing is easy, yeah. Well, I got a friend of mine, actually a guy that I played football against in high school. He had gone to Tennessee to record and write, and he was back home. And I called him. I said, "Hey, I've got some lyrics. See what you think. I want to do this for our anniversary." So he gets it, and I said, "If you need to change some stuff, that's fine. Just let me know." Mm-hmm. And he messaged me back after he read the lyrics. He said, "Dude, I don't have to change a thing. This is good. This is a country song."
Yeah.
So he put it to music, and the rest of it. I was like, "Oh, I could do lyrics to these just like that." Haven't wrote another one since, because I was like, this totally. I'm like, that one just came to me just like that. But the rest, and I've got ideas, but as far as doing it, putting it down and getting it right, I wouldn't have a clue.
That's awesome.
It frustrates me now. All right. So now that we've got past the PC quest, we've got your history. We're both big Kiss fans, so I got to ask you some Kiss questions.
Man, please do. I'd be happy to talk about Kiss.
The album that got you into Kiss.
Oh man, Destroyer.
Same here.
Really?
Yes, my older cousin, had it, and I was at their house, little 5-year-old kid, and he brings that Destroyer album cover out, and I'm like, and then he puts it on, and it starts with the whole news thing for Detroit Rock City. And you hear that first riff come out, and I'm like, I tell everybody, they got me hooked with the look, but the music kept me coming back.
Oh man,
all this time, yeah. Destroyer was my favorite band member. I know who this is going to be.
Oh, my favorite band member?
Yeah,
Ace Frehley, baby.
Yes, sir. That's mine too. That's mine too. Ace is the late great Ace Frehley. What a character he was. He could play the heck out of the guitar. Never, he said there, he said, "I'm self-taught." He said, and he said, he would admit, "I'm sloppy, but man, that sound he put out, and seeing him up there with the smoking guitar solo, oh my gosh." So great. Do you remember watching, I don't know if you were a fan back then in '78, Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, that great movie?
Yeah. I remember that. I barely.
Yeah, I remember it because I was like 5, and we had our school had a fall festival, and I made my mom leave the fall festival early so I could be home, because you couldn't record it.
You couldn't back then.
I went home and watched it, and then in like '85, we got our first VCR for Christmas. And that night, Christmas night, it was a Friday, and I'm sitting there. I'm up late, not messing with all this stuff I got. And it's like the Friday night late movie. They're getting ready. It's like 11:15. The movie comes on 11:30, and they always did like 11:15. They tell you what movie's coming on, and they said Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. I got the only cassette, the only VCR tape we had. I would record. I wore that thing out too, buddy.
That's awesome.
So I'm sure Destroyer is probably your favorite album too.
Well, Destroyer, honestly, man, when I really started, I was about 10 when I really started getting into Kiss. And I bought, okay, my favorite song ever is Love Gun, okay? It just is. It just has everything that I love about rock. But when I got Kiss Alive, I mean, just something about that record.
That's what set it off for him. That's what started to, really took off for him after that one. And mine could change by the week, but here lately, Rock and Roll Over's been my favorite album.
It's a great record, man.
Yes,
it's a great record.
One of my favorite songs that nobody listens to. Everybody calls it their favorite deep cut now, Mr. Speed. The way that starts out, that guitar riff starts off.
I'm gonna have to listen to that, man. Yeah, I'll check it out again. It's been a while.
So let's see. We've got the album, we got the song. So you took care of that. So what's next? I warned you about this.
Oh, is this the? I'm so scared, man.
2-minute drill comes up. Everybody that watches the show knows when we have somebody on the first time, we do a 2-minute drill, and this is just no wrong answers, but for some reason people get nervous when we do this. I don't know.
How many questions?
It's a bunch of them. I'm not going to tell you how many, but it will.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, you ready? Cool. So clear your head. First thing that pops in your head.
Hey man, did you see what happened? I just got edge light. That's cool.
I
have no idea how that happened. Hold on one second. Let me get off that. I'll keep it. I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to get it off.
It's been some crazy stuff going on with computers tonight. So
right? This is weird.
I don't know what's going on.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, so clear your head and get ready.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Go to the lake, or would you rather go to the beach?
Beach.
I knew that with the lifeguard thing. First album or CD you bought with your own money?
Oh God! Oh no! Oh no! This is gonna be a tough one. You ready? Air Supply's greatest hits.
Hey, that was a staple of the Casey Kasem. They were all over that back in the Nothing wrong with that. I won't give you a hard time for that. Favorite meal?
Oh man, steak and potatoes.
Good one. Favorite movie?
Oh gosh, dang! I don't watch many movies these days. But favorite movie? I'm just gonna say something from that era. God, what was it called? Oh man, Last of the Mohicans.
Okay. Favorite sport to watch?
Favorite sport? Football, of course.
Who's your favorite team?
Oklahoma Sooners, baby.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Dallas Cowboys. So.
No. I lived in Kansas City for a while, so I'd be more of a Kansas City fan.
Okay.
I know. I'm sorry. You're a Steelers fan. I know.
Yeah. That's all right. First concert you went to?
Rick Springfield.
Working Class Dog, probably too, right?
No, it was actually later, 1984. Yeah,
okay.
It was Love Somebody tour or whatever that was called.
Oh yeah, he was on fire then because he did the movie. He was in General Hospital
Hard to Hold.
And all that. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Cake or pie?
Pie. All day.
Favorite TV show?
Oh no. See, I don't watch that much. Right now, I'm just gonna say The Office, man. I'm just gonna go with The Office.
Yeah, that's a good one. Favorite music group or artist? I tell you what, you give me your favorite music group, then you give me your favorite artist too.
Favorite music group of all time, probably Led Zeppelin.
Mm-hmm.
And then favorite artist, oh man, that's a good one. I'm gonna say Lenny Kravitz just for the heck of it. I think he's great. Kravitz.
Favorite candy?
Favorite candy is gonna be Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth, like the Goonies. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Favorite song?
Oh my God, favorite song. Whole Lot of Love, Led Zeppelin.
I thought you were going to say After the Summer's Gone.
No way.
If you could go back to any music event in history and be there, what would it be?
Lollapalooza 92 again. I was
there. You were there?
I was there, and I want to go back.
I got you.
It was amazing. If
you could record with any artist or any group in history, who would it be?
Eric Clapton.
All right. Last one. You get off the hook. Guilty pleasure in your music collection. Something people would be surprised to hear you listen to.
Okay, this might take a minute. Guilty pleasure. Something to be surprised that I'd listen to.
Because I'll tell you one of mine.
Okay.
I'm a huge Debbie Gibson fan.
Hey man, I like that new Sabrina Carpenter song, or that one that came out like a year ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm a fan of pop music. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Debbie Gibson's great, by the way.
Yeah, you didn't ever meet up with Debbie Gibson anywhere, did you?
No, Tiffany, but not Debbie Gibson. She was on the East Coast, I guess. And
That's
we just
right.
didn't.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we weren't able to hang out with her. That would have been cool.
That would have
That'd
been
been a
cool.
lot of fun.
I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm reading her book right now, her biography. I'll tell you, I'm a big fan now because I got a autographed copy of her book. So,
Dude, I didn't know she had a book.
yeah,
I'd love to read it.
Yeah, so I'm almost finished with it now. It's been a good read. So I didn't realize there's a lot of that went on with her. I mean, no drugs or anything like that. She was clean as far as that, but panic attacks. She dealt with that a lot. I'm reading about that, how that kept her from doing a lot of different things. So
Well, I get that. I started having panic attacks after PC Quest because I had to go back to the real world, and my and my identity shifted. And I was like, who am I now? What the hell is this? I'm a normal person.
So
this sucks.
That's a good question. What did you guys do? I mean, what did you do after PC Quest was over with?
Well, when I was done, Mom was like, "You're going to college." It's like, okay, I guess I'm going to college.
Did you go to Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, Sooner fan, man. Come on, man. I'm from Oklahoma. You can't.
I know.
You can't be that guy.
Nothing wrong with that. One of my favorite coaches. He came from the school that I pulled for here. He came from ECU. He was your head coach for a little while. He's at USC now. God.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley. Yeah, he was the offensive coordinator here at ECU.
Yeah, he was.
When we were really good when he had that offense going. I wanted them to give him but ECU didn't have the money Oklahoma had, so there was no chance.
That's true.
No chance of that.
Boomer Sooner.
So what have you got going on now? Is there any place that people can find you if you want them to find you or whatever? Or any chance of a PC Quest reunion tour?
Yeah. I'm not sure I want them to find me anymore, man. I've been I switched gears. And here's an interesting story that you probably don't know. When I was out in LA, I actually got sober, from alcohol and drugs, right? Or more like alcohol. Yeah. So I've been sober for about 14 years. And then I decided to come back to Oklahoma. I was doing a lot of sessions out there, but it was kind of getting, I was kind of getting to the point where I wanted to do something different. So I decided I wanted to help people. So I got into the mental health field. And now I'm running programs for people who have alcohol issues.
That's awesome. So
thanks, man.
You turned yourself around. Now you're helping. You're paying it forward.
Yeah. Because I had to think, man. Music's my passion, right? What else am I gonna do? Well, I made sobriety my passion and recovery, and so if I do that, maybe I can, help people that way.
That's right.
And that's what I did. I've been doing that for the past probably 8 years. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
You can help people. That's awesome.
I appreciate that.
So what we need to do next is we need to get the other 3 members up here with you. Have a PC Quest Fest right up here on the fly. We need to make that happen.
Good luck.
Good luck. So you saying there's no chance of that, huh?
Good luck getting Chad to do anything. I love Chad.
Chad, if you're watching, the gauntlet's been thrown out there for you. So you need to answer the challenge. We need to have all the PC Quest up here on
You are funny. You're funny. Hey, man. Pipe dreams are cool, brother.
I got you. Well, I can reach out, and all he can do is say no.
This is true.
Yeah, and
then they'll be like, of course, Drew said yes.
Oh, well, and you said you were like the guy that held it all together, right? I kind of.
Well, maybe back then.
Yeah.
I got sober for a reason.
Well, back then you were the glue.
I've always been kind of the glue in bands. I feel like, I've always been that guy that, I've always been the guy that tries to keep things together. I'm the guy that pulls people together.
Right.
And I like doing that. I do. I like getting people together to do something or fun. Okay. Okay.
Right. I got you. You like getting people together.
I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing.
Like getting people together. I mean, I'm no Pat O'Brien and I'm not Entertainment Tonight, but we could have a ball with
dude. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This was fun, man. I enjoyed it. I appreciated you, reaching out.
If I find him on Facebook, I will reach out. I'm going to reach out to the other. Are the other three on Facebook? Are they on social media?
I think they're all on social media.
Okay.
You just got to find him.
That's the challenge now. So you remember that show that was on VH1 for a while? I can't remember what they called it.
Where are they now?
No, not Where Are They Now. It was Where Are They Now to the extreme, because they took the bands that, like they say, Where Are They Now, but they would go find each individual member and get them to do like a concert on a weekend, get them back together for like a weekend. So I'm not saying getting them back together for a concert on a weekend. All I want to do is get them on the fly.
Okay, yeah. You're like, I want to get them on the fly.
So if I can make this happen, I'm pretty sure I know what your answer is. You're going to be part of this if I can make this happen.
Well, duh, of course, man. Of course I'm going to be part of it.
Of course I will.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge for me now. So I need to reach out to these other three and see if we can set up something to get all of you guys together.
I wish you the best.
Well, like I said,
look, man, we're all still we all love each other, but
yeah,
it's just everybody's gone this way, gone that way, gone that way.
Right,
so,
I understand.
And me, I'm probably the most accessible one because I like people, right? I'm counseling. So,
but anyway, I'm not going to take up any more of your time, guys. I appreciate you taking this hour, and I appreciate you being patient with the computer problems earlier, because that was in the wrong studio.
No, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you reaching out to me, man. I thought, that'd be fun. It'd be fun to talk about old memories and good times.
Yeah, so. And I've had a blast, and talking to you over the last month or so, it's been great, and we wish you the best, God, and it definitely got you and your family in our prayers.
Thank you.
What you've been through, I know exactly how it is. So
no, I appreciate that, and I will follow you. I'm gonna on the fly. Gotcha.
On the fly. Just follow me wherever you can. But guys, that's going to do it for tonight. We've had a great time here, and I'm sure I took up more of his time than I need to. But that was Drew Nichols of PC Quest, and we will see you next time on The Fly.